The due diligence starts when I am doing underwriting and asset evaluation. So I start with all of the documentation. So you want all of the financials, you want all the rent rolls, you want all of the environmental surveys. It's called an ALTA survey. Any appraisals that they may have, bank statements, whatever you can get documentation. And the brokers are pretty good these days with gathering documentation, especially on larger assets. So I start with that. And then I start looking deep into the surrounding area of the property. So what does the property look like? What is the surrounding area? What types of businesses are around the property? What do the vehicles look like? What does the traffic look like? I like to visit the property at different hours on different days. So that property can look very differently on a Monday at 2 o'clock than it will look on a Friday night at 6 o'clock, or a Saturday afternoon or morning at 10, 11. So you want to visit the property multiple times, different hours of the day, and kind of see what's going on. Look at the tenant mix, look at what kind of cars are there. So that's where I start with the due diligence from a financial standpoint, from the paperwork and things like that. Once I'm on site and I'm doing a property visit, kind of the same thing. I like to drive around the block, look at what the competing properties are, what are the vacancies, are there for rent signs up everywhere, that kind of thing, and just kind of look at the general area within a 1 to 3 mile radius. Of course, I've done all of that online as well, looking at rent comps, things like that. I read the reviews. What do they say about that? What do they say about the other properties around it? Things like that, and do those comparisons. And then I've got some analysis software that kind of shows you averages across the country of different things that I use. But then when I get to the site, I like to go through the property, drive through it, and then start noticing everything from the ground up. So I look at the parking lot, the curbs, the sidewalks. What does the landscaping look like? What do the amenities of the property look like? What do the vehicles in the property look like? What do the tenants look like? Then I start looking at the building. What does the foundation look like? What is the bottom of the foundation where siding hits the slab? Is it on a crawl space? Is it on a podium, pedestal? What kind of structure is it? So I'll look at that. What do the windows and doors look like? What do the heat pumps look like? Utility connections, things like that. So I take a real deep look at it. I don't get up on the roof myself, but I look at it from the ground and distances so I can kind of get an idea of that and try to assess the overall condition of the property. And then in this current environment, you can't get into the unit. I like to get into every single door in every single room. So even if you're in a unit or in an office, especially, you want to look behind every door, find out what's going on, and see if those units are occupied, if they're giving you accurate economic occupancy information and numbers, and then visit each unit. So in a nutshell, that's the wrap of what we've got going on.